So I'm just out with River by a little creek, and I just happen to be standing next to some really nice edibles. So right in there is all thimbleberry. I'll show you them leaves in a minute. There's currants, black currants, and raspberries down there. All around huckleberries. People have trouble IDing huckleberries sometimes. And I don't know if these are productive, they might not be. But it's alternating leaves, right? So it's every other going down. And they have these serrations on the edges. They're not too much. And sometimes you see plants coming off with shoots of really tall spring growth. Sometimes it's tall. This is the tall huckleberry, so these guys can get like 4 feet. And they almost always grow in patches. Like if you think you found just one huckleberry bush, I'd be doubtful of that, because that's all huckleberry. That's all huckleberry. That's all huckleberry. This is serviceberry, and this is Utah twinberry. It's all edible. The Utah twinberry is a type of honeysuckle that grows, that has one of the earliest berries on the landscape. Really cool plant. But yeah, this is all huckles through here. Here's a thimble. So thimbles have way bigger than the raspberries. That's a pretty big leaf. This is 9-bark. I always find 9-bark and say, oh, currants, but typically I find adult plants right nearby. Yeah, so that's, and then here, look, rose hips that are about ready. And that's just the fruit. I'm still exploring a lot of what's in the what's out there for like vegetables and like leafy vegetables and tuberous vegetables. But look at this is all thimbleberry, and those are so delicious. Honestly, I think the flavor is just slightly above a raspberry. Not that I complain about either. So here's tiny huckleberry plants, right? I mean, it's the tall huckleberry species. It's Vaccinium membranaceum. I've been screwing that up lately. See, there's one, and there's one. So, and there's got to be, some berries on, but who knows how productive they really are. And so there's the thimbleberries, and we'll just go down and check out the currants and raspberries real quick. So here's your raspberries, raspberry, and then there's your black currants. And see, yeah, there's some fruit. Oh, buddy, that was not as strong of a log as I thought. That'll happen. That's how I took a tumble down through the stinging nettle. That's how I got my stinging nettle addiction. I actually just did stinging nettle therapy for my back down there. My back feels amazing. It could be just a terrible placebo effect, and I don't even care. I'll be out here rubbing stinging nettle on my back for the rest of my life. All thimbleberry. Who's to say how productive it is? I didn't see it in fruit. But this close to water, man, this is probably a pretty good spot for thimbles. You got to be able to find a couple productive huck bushes. But if I looked hard enough, I'd even find the last berry. You see thimbleberries and hucks. And it's just too great. Now I'm rambling. But yeah, it's a more productive landscape than I think most people realize, and even people that are into it. Don't don't really get the scope of like how much food is growing next to you, and how kind of ridiculous it is that we bring so much in on these crazy supply chains. Like if you're gonna go out in the woods, play around with your 4-wheeler, learn how to find good berry spots. You know, that's all I'm saying. Learn how the land works. Learn how you influence it when you interact with it. Learn how you damage it. Learn how you can help it. How to move through it correctly. And I guess since we live in a world where with a big, strong, tough government, both on a state and federal level, vote right in the sense, or influence policy how you can for proper public land management. The more people we have interacting with the land, the more trails we have, and the more we do it right, and the less people we have out here leaving trash, defecating where they shouldn't be, the more we can harvest the land like the indigenous peoples did, and we can just benefit. I mean, I do a lot of what I do for the land itself, for the plants, for the animals, but a lot of it, and so we can keep them going, but a lot of it is also for just straight up human benefit. Like, I don't want to see anybody starve. I've been, like, for being like a middle class white dude in Idaho, like, I've amazingly actually came like severely close to starving last year, because of the choices I've made of living in the woods last winter. I don't want to see anybody go through that, so maybe that's where my food obsession is coming from. But like diversity of diet, food sovereignty, I think people just need to really get with it. It's going to benefit us in the long run, big time. So yeah, next year I can't wait to hit the berries a lot harder. Hopefully we have a little bit more built up infrastructure to preserve them too, because we've enjoyed them hand to mouth, but winter's coming. All right, much love. Stay planted.